Hey guys, Doug B here. I saw a really interesting post in the Fender Tone Master Pro Facebook group earlier this month. Luis E. Manriquez Martinez posted this.
Hi everyone, just to let you know a very great tip or idea. If you open ChatGPT and you ask for a chain of effects and set it from some music band, it's going to show you exactly what you want. It gets better. It asks you to configure all things depending on what multi-effects pedal you are using too. And even, it requests if you want to download all that configuration as a preset file with scenes. A total madness. Update. I've tried to put the preset generated from ChatGPT to the Fender TMP and it wasn't possible. The programming ways of the TMP is unknown for the AI, but you can still try doing the preset by yourself following the parameters that ChatGPT shows.
Now to me, that news was both exhilarating and frightening. I don't want to go on a rant about how AI is going to wipe out humanity or anything like that. I use ChatGPT myself from time to time, but for the most part I leave it alone. Now my wife also has a YouTube channel and she uses ChatGPT from time to time and she gets amazing results with it. So when I saw Luis's post, I was interested enough to give it a try. All right, let me show you the process I went through. It's pretty wild.
So when you go to the ChatGPT website, this is what you get. What can I help with? Wow, that is pretty wide open. Well, let's see. What amps and effects did Andy Summers use with the police? And hit enter. All right, let's see what we have here. For guitars, he used a Fender 61 Custom Telecaster, a Gibson ES335, a Fender Stratocaster, a Gibson Les Paul Custom, and a Roland GR300 guitar synthesizer. For amps, he used a Marshall 50-watt combo early on. I think he's most famous though for using the Roland JC120 Jazz Chorus. He also used a Fender Twin Reverb, and he had a custom-built Pete Cornish amp rig. Okay, let's break down his effects. For chorus/modulation, he used an Electro Harmonix Electric Mistress, an MXR Phase 90 or Phase 100, and a Roland CE1 Chorus Ensemble. For delay, he used an Electro Harmonix Memory Man and a TC Electronic 2290 digital delay. For compression, he used a Dynacomp compressor. Overdrive, he used a Proco Rat and a Boss OD1 overdrive. He also used a volume pedal, an Electro Harmonix Freeze, and a Roland GR300 guitar synthesizer. Let me know if you want a specific breakdown of his rig from a particular Police album or tour. No, I don't want that, but let's see. What can I use on the Fender Tone Master Pro? Click return. Andy Summers inspired tone setup on the Fender Tone Master Pro. Amp model. For the amp block, use the Jazz Chorus 120 or a Fender Twin Reverb or a clean British style amp. Your effects chain should be input into compressor, into chorus, into flanger, into delay, into reverb, into amp, into cab, into output. Key effects and suggested models. Compressor, the Dynacomp or the LA2A style compressor. For a chorus, a Boss CE1 or a Dimension D style chorus. For the flanger, the Electric Mistress style flanger. For the delay, use either an analog or a tape delay, a Memory Man or Echoplex style. For reverb, either a plate or hall type. Would you like a preset built step by step for a specific police song using Tone Master Pro blocks? I can walk you through or help you build it. Make a preset for Walking on the Moon. Okay, here's the signal chain layout and the actual settings for each particular block. There's the compressor settings, there's the chorus and flanger settings, there's the delay and reverb settings, there's the amp and cab settings, and playing tip for authentic feel. Andy Summers' riff is driven by tight rhythmic delay and staccato chord phrasing. Set your tap tempo to match the song's 84 BPM and play in time with the delay, letting the repeats fill the space. Would you like a downloadable file version or to tweak this for a different song? Yes, I would like a downloadable file version. Well, that's a little misleading because it doesn't actually provide you with a downloadable preset. It tells you to check out Fremen's presets, and Fremen's presets are fantastic. So it is a good idea. But it would have been better if it had said, can I point you to where you can get downloadable presets? But it tells you how to download and use the presets. And here's a synopsis for creating a custom Walking on the Moon preset. Alright guys, I'm going to put together a preset using these suggestions. So now we will switch over to the Pro Control app. So here's the preset that ChatGPT came up with. Now what I mean by that is, these are the settings that ChatGPT suggested. I, of course, put it together because ChatGPT has no way of creating presets for the Tone Master Pro. But anyway, we have the studio compressor, the mono chorus, the electric flanger, the deluxe memory delay, the large plate reverb, and the JC Clean amp. Now let me show you those individually. Here's the settings for the studio compressor. Here's the settings for the mono chorus. Here's the settings for the electric flanger. Here are the settings for the deluxe memory delay. I didn't change anything over here on the second page. Here's the settings for the large plate reverb. And again, I didn't change anything on the second page. And then here are the settings for the JC Clean. Now, normally I would go through and tweak this to try to get it as close as possible. But for this video, I just wanted to use ChatGPT's suggested settings and see how close it came. All right, let me do a demo for you. All right, here's the Walking on the Moon demo that I recorded. There's drums, bass, rhythm guitar, and delay guitar. And it sounds like this.
Now, you know, I'll have to say that ChatGPT got that preset pretty close. Now, no, it did not create the preset. Obviously, I created the preset. But it told me what parameters to use. And I'd say it's pretty darn close. I mean, I doubt if anyone would come up to you at a gig and say, that does not sound like Andy Summers' tone at all. Now, I mean, if I was going to continue using this, I'd probably polish this preset. But for right out of the box, not bad. That being said, I'll have to think long and hard about using ChatGPT again for creating presets. I mean, I tend to think of AI kind of like fast food. It's quick, it's cheap, it fills you up, but is it really any good for you? So maybe the thing with AI is to use it in moderation. I mean, not ignore it completely, but not dependent on it 100% either. But I'd like to know, are you guys going to try using ChatGPT for creating presets? Or is this just something you would rather do on your own without the help of a computer? Drop me a line down below. I'm really curious about this. And if you're still here, thank you so much for stopping by and sticking around. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, drop me a line down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Now next Wednesday we will have all new content for the Fender Tone Master Pro. You don't want to miss that. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right guys, have a fantastic week, and I'll be talking with you again next Wednesday.